behind the scenes, the questions you must ask to find your perfect home selling partner. Sellers, be sure to ask the following questions to the agents you interview. These questions will make the top realtors shine. What is your budget to sell my home? Realtors have a lot of expenses per listing, such as professional photos, just listed flyers, etc. But this question is more about other means of marketing your property. Are they running Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads? Are they getting your property in front of buyers and other agents? While the market is hot, like it is right now, it may not make a difference. But if the market changes, you want to know that you are hiring someone prepared to spend money to sell your home and not just hope it sells by placing it on MLS. How often do you do open houses? While open houses are not required to sell your home, they do help and give your home much needed exposure. If done correctly, they can help a lot of buyers view your home at a specific time and can help minimize the showings at other times, thus making it more convenient for home sellers. It should be noted that open houses are not for everyone. Some sellers may not want strangers that may or may not be approved walking through their home, but I think they are a net positive for sellers. Whatever the case may be, you should know that the realtor's plan is and get an idea on when open houses would be done, how often, brokers, public, etc. How did you arrive at the price of this home? The realtor should be able to clearly articulate which recent listings or sales are the most similar to your home and justify the pricing in a logical way. Pricing a home is not a science, it's more of an art. But this is where the experience and the realtor's personal statistics can put your mind at ease by showing you how they previously performed in similar sales. If you have a unique home or a home that is not conforming to the neighborhood, the comps used will probably need to be from surrounding neighborhoods, and the margin for error in pricing goes up. Pricing is never a formula, so the realtor should listen to you, listen to what you have to say. Your input is important, but you should know that most sellers think their home is worth more than what their market suggests, and surprise, the buyers think it's worth less. That's just human nature, I guess. What suggestions do you have to make my home stand out in the market to achieve an easier sale? When the realtor walks through the property with you, they should notice things in your home, and they shouldn't be afraid to mention possible upgrades, repairs, etc. Now, if you have a fully updated home, the suggestions can be minimal. Maybe some staging would help. If you have a fixer-upper, however, the suggestions can be extensive. A good realtor will ask the right questions about your motivation and timeline. For instance, if you're being transferred for a job and you need to sell ASAP, someone recommending a bathroom be redone or upgrading of a kitchen may not be the right advice. Good realtor will take it all in and make the proper recommendations on what to improve, taking into account your budget, timeline, and the answers you gave them earlier. A good realtor also has contractors on call, should you need one for any minor or major repair or upgrade being recommended. Their list of contractors should include handymen, plumbers, painters, roofers, general contractors, home stagers, landscapers, etc. How are showings on my home handled? There are different setups for scheduling showings, but I find the best one is where all the showings go through your agent. They then contact you to make sure the time works. I do not like it when the seller is contacted directly by other agents, as you may not be as available as your listing agent. And it can get confusing with so many people calling you. Best to go through the professional and have a good system in place. Whatever the setup, it should be discussed during the listing appointment so you know what to expect. Next, let's talk about cash. How much money will you walk away with at closing? A very important number, don't you think? Beyond listings, why transparent numbers define a top-notch realtor. Sellers, if you don't hear this from your agent, you may not be talking to the right realtor. A good agent should put the number in writing so you know how much you will get at closing. A good agent whether you ask him or not, should go over the expected expenses you have as a seller and should be ready to calculate how much you will walk away at the closing. Knowing by how the seller expenses, such as conveyance taxes for the town and how much an attorney should cost, etc., are good signs that that agent is continually doing business and is on top of things. This also avoids issues in the future. What if you owe close to what the property is worth and there isn't enough money to pay for all the expenses? This needs to be known up front. Maybe you won't sell now. Maybe you have the cash to make up the difference. Or maybe you need to talk to your bank about doing a short sale. Again, the disclosing of these numbers up front can help you avoid huge issues last minute. Money matters. Understanding the flexible nature of real estate commissions. What is the going commission rate in Connecticut? Do you know? Whoa! We can't discuss commission percentages other than to say commissions are negotiable. There is no set price here in Connecticut or anywhere in the country. Really. Therefore, sellers can inquire from their agents what they charge. Most agents have an amount they charge. As anything, most agents have calculated the cost of doing business and may or may not be agreeable to a lesser amount. Hopefully, what they promise to do to sell your home justifies what they are quoting you. You should know that there are always realtors that will do it for less. And I'm not saying those agents charging less won't do good of a job, but as anything in life, everything has a price. You can always buy a Kia or a Mercedes-Benz. You decide what suits you. Hopefully, this is not what determines who you hire to sell your home. This is a big deal. And whom you hire can have a big influence on how much you net. So think very hard about trying to save money on commissions because it can backfire. Now that you decided whom to hire, let's talk about next steps. It is time to get the home ready to hit the market. From decision to action, your next steps after choosing your realtor. You hire a realtor. Next, you meet with them and sign the listing paperwork. Prepare disclosures and iron out the actual marketing plan for your home. You need to go over the calendar and hopefully a checklist of things that need to happen. In the pre-marketing, if repairs or updates are being done to the property, all the work needs to be scheduled and accounted for prior to the list date. I would recommend that your realtor be involved in this process to make sure things are done well and in a timely manner. If you are pursuing an as-is strategy, meaning no repairs or upgrades are being done, the pre-marketing should at least include professional photos. Unless your realtor is also a professional photographer, having your realtor take photos with his phone for marketing is not a good sign. The pre-marketing will also include preparing the property description that will be presented on MLS and the marketing materials for the day of the listing, as well as a clear picture of the marketing campaign. It should include items such as just listed flyers sent to the neighborhood and an email blast to other agents, as well as to the agent's personal database. It should also include a schedule on when online ads will go live. Now, let's talk about the coming soon feature that you've probably seen online. Should you participate or opt out? Coming soon, the real deal or real estate hype. Your home selling dilemma solved. Most agents are now using the coming soon feature, which allows them to list the property on MLS, but with showings only being allowed at a future date, usually 1 week or less. This allows for buyers to line up for the property showings, and it means that most of the showings will occur as the listing goes live. Therefore, I see advantages for seller use in this feature. It allows you, the seller, to get most of the showings done in the first few days, as buyers can schedule showings in advance, and it can create a frenzy if your property suits their needs. This is why it is so important that the home is priced correctly initially and to be 100% done with all the repairs. You only get one chance at a first impression, and there will be a lot of first impressions right at the beginning of showings. If the home is priced well, you should see offers on your property within a few days. Now, let's talk about one of the worst mistakes that sellers can make when marketing their home. Buyer-friendly homes sell faster than no hoops approach to showings. Don't sabotage your sale. Make sure to avoid putting restrictions on the showings of the property. Once you list the property, this usually means that the property was listed in the local MLS and it is syndicated to most of the real estate websites such as Zillow, realtor.com, Redfin, Trulia, homes.com, etc. Your property is now live and it is ready to be viewed by the public. The showings usually work this way. A buyer sees the property on their favorite website and contacts their agent to view it. If they're not working with a realtor, most likely they will contact the listing agent, your realtor. Either way, your realtor contacts you to schedule a showing and to make sure that the buyer's desired time works. I do not need to tell you that making your property as available as possible is of the highest importance. I can't help but laugh when a seller that's supposedly motivated to sell their property makes buyers jump through hoops to schedule a viewing of their home. If you want to sell your property, make your home available for viewings. It is as simple as that. I will concede for special circumstances, such as an elderly person in the home, so small children with specific schedules, or a rental property where the tenants can restrict the amounts of showings. But other than that, there's really no excuse for making difficult showings for the buyers. In reality, you're just making your property difficult to sell. Best practice, if you could make it happen, would be to be away for the first few days of coming on the market. That's where most of the showings will happen, and you can avoid the disturbance completely. If you're lucky, you can have offers ready to be reviewed by the time you get back. Next, I will discuss what to do if your property doesn't sell in the first few weeks.